Hey guys, welcome back to this section. This is the motivation, creating habits and discipline section. So in this section, I'm going to talk about all the things that have inspired me, right? From like the music I was listening to the great philosophers of the Greek mythologies, Stoicism. You had Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Plato, Aristotle. You had all of these great philosophers, and every now and then when you're going through the transformation, I think we all get it. We have to understand that we're all human and everyone rises and falls on a daily basis. It's just natural. You can't stay in that positive state all the time. You hear outside, you hear a lot of these, in the happiness industry, stay positive, do this, and yeah, you can do it, son of a bitch, and all this kind of like quotes and stuff you see on Instagram, which is all good, it's pushing you, and you should feed your mind with that positivity. It's really good, but it's very unrealistic to every day. You're gonna face problems that you don't even expect. You're worrying about certain things, but then something unexpected happens, and I believe worrying is a waste of energy. I do believe that. I believe it can be channeled in a different way. But don't worry if you're not positive every day. It's normal, it's natural. There's days during the transformation, especially during the phase near the end when I was going through the photo shoot, I was like, part of me was like, I got to really grind and toughen through this, and why am I doing this? It's just, and then obviously when you think of the why and the reason, you come back to it. But there's days where I didn't want to go to the gym, especially when I was calorie deficit, over my deficit. I didn't want to go at all, but I pushed myself. Because I thought of the end result. That's what it was. I thought of the goal. I thought of the photo shoot. I thought of my daughter. I thought of my wife. You'll have things in you that will drive you to get up on those days you don't want to get up. And it's on those days where you don't feel like running or doing the cardio is when you do it, is when that makes the difference, when you're like, yeah, I did it. There were days when my cardios were up. I was going for a run around here, my local area here. There was times that I didn't want to go, but when I actually initially started, I went. And that's where the motivation side comes in first, because I do believe motivation is not enough. I believe that you have to create those systems, habits, as James Clear says in Atomic Habits, which I've mentioned so many times, right? And BJ Fogg in Tiny Habits. It's good motivation. I see motivation as, if you read Atomic Habits, James Clear has this 2-minute rule where if you want to do something, get ready within 2 minutes to do it and then go off and do it. So that could be, for example, running. When you're doing a run, get your running shoes on within 2 minutes, get your kit on within 2 minutes, and then you're ready. Then you get out and you run. And when you initially do that, this is what I found when I was running as well. When I initially did that, I would go for a run. So it does work. That technique does work. There's been times where I didn't feel like running, but in my mind I thought, let me get that 2-minute rule was stuck in my mind, because obviously I've been doing this for 9 months. That habit's in my mind. I thought, all right, where's my trainers? Got my kit on. Let's go. So I put my trainers on and I went, and once you start initially running, 5 minutes in, you're so glad you did it. Initially it's always like that, the procrastination, that's natural in some human beings. Some human beings are very driven, they'll just do it. But for I would say the majority just really push and just get that 2 minutes within the 2 minutes. So I view the motivation as that 2 minutes. That's what I view it as. So anything you can find that can motivate you within 2 minutes of doing the action you want to do, go for it. So for me, I would be putting my music on. I found some really good albums of workout music that really helped me. I can share that with you as well in this section. Reading a quote, I have posted quotes up everywhere. When I was at uni, I used to have them all over the wall, I had them everywhere. Like all these quotes that would, like here's one here right now. Mastery comes to those who undertake continuous, unwavering practice. Shortcuts will not get you there. That's a famous Zen quote, right? So these things are all in front of me. Like I've got another one which says, eat healthy meals. Read 10 to 25 minutes a day. Write 500 words. Exercise 15 to 30 minutes. Sleep 7 to 8 hours. Work focused for 4 hours in a day. Very similar to the 5 non-negotiables that RNT Fitness teach, right? So this is just, I kind of lived it. I had posted notes everywhere. I know you can't see them at the moment, but they're everywhere. And this helped me. This really helped me, you know. And then I had my nutrition plan up here. I had a picture of like some physiques I'd like to aspire to. Ultimately, you're competing with yourself though. Just remember that. Don't compare yourself to other people, especially when you start the journey. It's all about you. Every week you take that picture in the mirror, you're competing with you. And that's all that matters, that singleness of focus on you. And by the time you get to, when I got to 9 months, I was a completely different person. And then that builds your confidence. And then you want to train more, and then you want to refine more, and then you would want to put on more muscle if you like, and then go through the process again. So, you know, all these things, motivation, they really help to initially get you started for your action. So use that as a tool to initially get you started. And then we'll talk more about the discipline and the habit. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.